Hello everyone, welcome to your full moon in Gemini report. We have our full moon on the 27th of November 2023. The tagline is get your ducks in order as you're about to be called on an adventure. We have our full moon at 4 degrees and 51 minutes, which means it's nearly 5 degrees, okay? It's at 1:16 Pacific time, 4:16 Eastern time, and 9:16 a.m. UK time. They're all a.m. Okay. Gemini full moon is opposing the Sagittarius sun. Okay, we're in the polarity of the mind. It's Gemini wants to think logically and use its logic, while Sagittarius wants to expand and move higher and higher. Right now, I just want you to know, I do have my papers, so I'm going to do my best not to rustle them as I do this report. Now, because you're ready to balance your need to stay with the fray and also your need to branch out your horizons, you're being asked to see what you can do to move yourself forward, okay? Gemini wants you to tune into your attitude and the way that you communicate, right? While Sagittarius sun calls you loudly to embrace your sense of adventure. Now, despite Sagittarius wanting this sense of adventure, we do have a kind of stop energy in this chart because Gemini moon, Sagittarius sun, and Mars in Sagittarius are all square Saturn, okay? Now, Saturn is Father Time and it's the planet of restriction. So think limitations, restrictions linked to communication and the experience and opportunities that come up, okay? Now, it's also placing a restriction on that Sagittarius sun, which is mutable, which wants to move, which wants to go forward and explore the world. But there is a kind of restrictive element around that, okay? It asks you in this energy with the link and the squares, what you haven't resolved. It says, what protection mechanisms did you put in place? And what's hindering you? Okay, what is hindering you as you're trying to move forward, right? And this full moon is going to illuminate all of that. It's going to really bring that to light so that you can make some inroads into the movement forward, okay? Now remember, as you go along, there's restrictions in place. Despite you wanting that movement, there are restrictions in place, okay? There are burdens here. You know, you might want to achieve something. However, you're going to feel a sense of restlessness, okay? Even a kind of laziness might come through with this, all right? And I would say that self-reflection will help you on this level, okay? Now, Chiron in Aries is actually opposing Venus in Libra, which asks you to dive very, very deeply into how you are relating to others. And remember, with Gemini being a communication planet, that's about how we relate to others as well. So they're very, very linked. How is love also showing up for you? Are there any wounded aspects that you haven't really? And are these aspects holding you back, okay? Are they stopping you from experiencing unlimited potential of your connections? Now, you're kind of being called to learn and grow from your past experiences by transforming these wounds, because you're not going to go where you need to go while these wounds are still showing up. Now, Mercury, the ruler of Gemini, is also learning lessons in this full moon during this illumination, okay? It's square Neptune, which kind of means that you're going to have a bit of a feeling as if something's missing, like a kind of piece of information that you needed to know, something you needed to understand. It's almost as if it's not there. It's kind of a little bit out of reach and you're trying to get it, but it's not there, okay? You know, before you do anything, do ensure you know what this thing is that's missing. Do ensure that you've kind of dived deep to understand and find out, okay? Be careful of repetition as well, because there's something being highlighted in this chart that's saying that you may repeat old things if you're not careful. So be kind of aware of that, because mutable wants movement. However, you kind of need to let go, and once you've let go, then you can create that movement. I hope that makes sense, okay? Now, Pluto is sextile Neptune, which gives you the desire that you need to visualize what you want in life. and what you want it to be, okay? This is a good element because it's sextile, so it's giving a positive spin to everything that we've just said, right? It helps you to take those challenges of the moon and imagine something different, create something from that, to create from those challenges, to create from that restriction, right? In essence, it's going to help you to, in your journey within the spiritual and the mystical world, okay? And on that level, to see a depth to the undercurrent and the illumination that is presented by this moon. It will help you with that, okay? Now, you're kind of going to be able to create the vision of the world in your world, okay? Yeah? From this aspect, this Pluto sextile Neptune. And you're going to then be able to also broaden that out into collective if necessary. It's going to give you the capacity to heal what has been impacting you through your life, to release that, because this is an illumination moon, it's a full moon, release anything that's been impacting you, okay? And think love, think forgiveness, acceptance, anything that will assist you to create a new life story, a new vision for yourself, something bigger, something greater, something grander, okay? Because it's very highlighted because of this adventure that Sagittarius wants to take you on. Is kind of know the information and then go on the adventure. There are quite a few planets retrograde during this full moon, which might mean that you experience a kind of you may experience this two ways, either stable or very fixed, and that might hold you back, okay? Now personally I would say allow this time to inform you, okay? Let the energy of this full moon in Gemini communicate secrets to you and help you to see the next step in clarity. Because an adventure is highlighted by Sagittarius Sun, let the Gemini thought process make sense of it in a practical and a logical way, okay? Because that's going to really, really help you as you go forward by doing that. Now, we've got oracle cards today. So we've got oracle cards for the new moon. I'm going to be using the Angel Therapy cards by Doreen Virtue. So I do 2 cards for the moon, and we'll see what we get and see what kind of energy is highlighted for you and see what you kind of need to be working on. So angels, can I have a card for, I think they're going to give me that one, for the full moon? Oh, and that one. So we've got our full moon in Gemini cards. Let's see what they are pointing to. So we've got 2 cards for this full moon, so let's see what they want you to work on and to be looking into during this full moon in Gemini. Ooh, we've got the Twin Flame card. Very interesting, and I did just talk, didn't I, about the Chiron Aries opposing Venus. So if any of you have or feel that you have this kind of relationship, it says the answer to your question involves a spiritually based romantic relationship. So whatever's going on during this full moon, you're being asked to connect in to the spiritual twin flame energetic frequency. This doesn't necessarily mean you've got a twin flame, but what it's saying to you is that this is the vibration and the energy your relationship has the possibility to move up into. You're being asked to move into that energy so that you can have a better relationship this is with your intimate person. The other thing the angels are saying to me, not necessarily intimate actually, they're saying it could be a person that you feel very, very strongly and close to. So they're saying, yeah, connect into that and yeah, be strong in that. Be strong in that energy, in the fact that you can have a relationship and connections with people that are vibrating at a higher frequency. That's what they're saying to me to say. This is about higher frequency, higher level, higher connection. Okay, let's see what our other one is. And then you've got clear yourself, which I think is quite interesting because it says ask the angels to release any toxic energies that you may have absorbed. Do check in with your body and your energy, because what I'm seeing, what they're showing me, is that down the line you've picked up some other people's vibrations and other people's energies that are negative for you, and they're saying to me to say to you, do clear this energy out of your body structure. Best ways to do this are grounding with the earth, so putting your feet on the soil. Of course it might be a bit cold and wet depending on where you are. If it is cold and wet, then I would suggest that what you do is maybe just put your hands on a tree, ask trees permission. That will help to ground you, or touch plants. That really works. I was a little bit ungrounded yesterday when I went for a walk. I went to a garden centre, so I literally went and touched the plants, and I asked their permission, and they literally grounded me back in. So that is what will help you right now. Also, if you feel that you're saying anything that you don't want to be saying, or you say something and you think, oh, it's negative, I wish I hadn't said it, just go cancel, clear, delete, cancel, clear, delete, cancel, clear, delete, and that will release that for you. So there you go, there you card for the moon. And let's see what we've got. I appear to have lost my sheet. Oh, here it is. So look, do take the time to understand what comes up in your heart and mind during this full moon. Okay, let the illumination bring you ahas and revelations. Also know this is not the time to make a decision or work in any changes. Okay, it's just not the time for it. This is the time to cogitate, understand, to mull, to think on, and to learn from your inner thoughts and feelings. Now, this moon will affect people with personal planets about approximately 1 to 10 degrees of mutable signs, okay? And it may also affect you if you've got Sun, Moon, or Ascendant in Gemini or Sagittarius, so do watch out for that. So, your release questions for this full moon. I didn't go too questiony with this. I just thought, find yourself a space and ask yourself what you need to release that's clogging up your energetic vibration, your thought process, and find a way to let it go. I would journal it, speak to a very, very close friend, or write it out and let it go. If you've got a specific thing you want to release, then maybe you could write that down and get rid of that as well. You could like go and, because it's Gemini, so you could go and drop it in some water or something, but it's just like literally releasing something out of your energy field. The other things you can do are cleansing and healings, and I think this is why you got this. Clear yourself. It's about clearing that energy. Release anything that's of toxicity in your body so that you can move yourself forward. There you go, my lovelies. That is your new moon. Sorry, full moon. I do that every time, don't I? If I'm doing a new moon report, I say full moon. If I'm doing a full moon report, I say new moon. That is your full moon in Gemini report. I am sending you all so much love. Namaste, everyone. If you've got this far and you haven't subscribed, please do. I'd love to have you on board. Take care of yourselves and have a beautiful, beautiful full moon in Gemini. Lots of love. Mwah. Kisses. Bye. Take care. Bye.